So the last time that I have seen a crop failure due to frost damage was back in 2012. And since then we have come a long way with protecting our trees with nutrients rather than using machines in order to protect the orchard. So in this episode, I'm going to show you guys what we are using to give us the edge to fight those abiotic stress events in the early spring this year. So far this spring in 2025, we have had 2 freezes. One of them was a little bit unexpected, and we'll get into that in a second. And the second one we were more prepared for. We saw it coming and we were able to get this great product down onto our trees this year. But before we do that, I want to thank our sponsors for this week's video on Poems and Stones, Keystone Cooperative and Agro-K. Obviously before on this channel, you have seen me working with Keystone Cooperative on bringing you guys a lot of great services and products that they use. And today that is absolutely no different, but we are going to be introducing you guys to Agro-K, which is a great company, and we use a lot of their nutrient line in our conventionals here in our apple orchard, and as well in our organic cherries with their clean product line. Spring frost is a grower's absolute nightmare. It can wipe out an entire year's worth of work with just one chilly night in the spring. So this great product that we are using in order to give us the upper hand when it comes to spring frost protection is Agro-K's KDL. So KDL is short for potassium dextrolac, which is used to correct potassium deficiencies in your tree by applying it foliarly, which means applying it to the leaves through your air blast sprayer. The dextrolac formulation helps with quick absorption through the leaf tissue. What we want to do is increase cell strength and sugar movement within the plant, and that can help with the tolerance of the colder temperatures and abiotic stresses like a frost event. But all that is fine and dandy, but we want to know why we're doing it, right? Why do we put this on the tree? What is it doing to the tree? How does it benefit the tree? Why are farmers spending our money on this type of product in order to help protect our trees against the frost? It helps us regulate water movement within the plant, which obviously has a direct relationship with the effects of frost. In a nutshell, what we're trying to do is affect the tree down at a cellular level in order to help improve movement of nutrients. So applying KDL before a frost event can help improve the potassium and sugar levels within the plant. So applying that, what it does is puts the plant kind of in a hardened mode or a winterized mode where the tissue is better able to fight against these colder temperatures that come in. So as many of you farmers know out there, the most important part about getting a product on like this is the timing of it. You need to get this out 24 to 36 hours ahead of that frost event in order to get the best results from it. Now also, you need to be spraying it at about 50 gallons an acre with the recommended 1 gallon per acre of the KDL product. Also, they have a recommendation of adding System Cal in addition to that, if it's a shorter window and you can still get out within that 24-hour period in order to protect your trees still that close to the frost event. So if you're going to try to apply this within that 24-hour recommended period, adding 1 pint of KDL System Cal will help you guys get that protection you need. So that's all good and dandy, but if you guys don't see the results, why would you trust the product, right? So that's what I'm going to aim to do, is give you guys, all I can speak on is my personal experience with a product, right? How it worked for me and why we continue to use it every year when it comes to our frost protection. So what happened was we have 2 of the same aged blocks adjacently to each other, like this one, then we crossed the driveway here. So what happened is that we could not get all of our KDL on at the same time in the orchard, right? So one side of the orchard ended up getting it, but across a driveway did not. And so the blocks were the same age, adjacent to each other. And boy, there couldn't have been a bigger difference come shuck split after bloom. So shuck split is one of the growing stages of a cherry tree, and that is when the cherry begins to actually fill the inside of what used to be the flower. After the petals fall off, we move into that shuck split time frame, and then you can really start to see what your crop looks like. So I'm gonna try and dig up those processing records so that I can show you guys the tonnage, the difference of what spraying that KDL looked like between those 2 blocks that were, it was a great test because they're the same exact size, same age, all the same environmental stresses, but the only difference was putting on the KDL product. As of right now, the weather looks as if we may be in the clear for a frost event for now. But you might wonder why we're still talking about it, right? Because I want you guys to know that there is something out there that can help you guys prepare yourselves better for a frost. I think it's the perfect time to talk about this because whether you are stressed out on your farm because you believe you lost your crop when you may not know of a product like KDL that you can help give your trees a fighting chance when it comes to an abiotic stress event. But also one might think just because the flowers are falling off and we're starting to fill the shucks with the cherries that a frost no longer becomes a factor. But that also could not be more incorrect because when you have a frost and you have open fruit while the fruit is growing through late May, early June, if you get a weird situation where you get a late frost, what it does is it actually can scar and deform the fruit, which obviously if you're going to buy an apple at the store, you're not going to buy a scarred fruit. You're going to buy the type of apple that is perfect, spotless, no blemishes, no problems with it. So frost is a constant issue on the farm. But you might be wondering, where does Keystone fit into all this? Where does Keystone Cooperative fit into this Agro-K KDL system, right? Our farmer-owned, farmer-focused friends at Keystone, they are the only place that you can get Agro-K products. That means if you call any of the other agronomy locations anywhere, you will not be able to get your hands on these great products. And it's not only the KDL that we spoke of. If you're an organic grower, they have such a great clean line. That is their organic line, and we use that exclusively for nutrients in our organic program. We have been using that clean line for so long, and we've done a lot of tests on different things, and year after year we continue to come back to that Agro-K clean product line. But I do have to mention that, of course, KDL applied with all the right conditions and all the right timings and at the correct rate will not prevent a frost damage that exceeds extremely low temperatures, right? So no matter what you put on your trees, if you get something that's a sub 20 temperature or even low 20s for more than 6 to 8 hours, it's not going to work, and absolutely nothing is going to save your trees from that type of damage. So usually that's like a very early frost event that you would see. That kind of potential will be earlier in April. But again, it's not the only time you've ever seen a really cold night here in Michigan. If I didn't mention it before, guys, we are also going to be doing a 4 to 5 part series where I'm going to bring you guys some great products from Agro-K and a service as far as sap sampling, sap testing. So I'm going to give you guys some great information teaming up with Keystone and Agro-K throughout the growing season here on Poems and Stones. I'm going to get you guys some of the most important things that we use and of course why we use them, right? We're not just out here spending money willy-nilly on the farm. We are trying to solve our problems efficiently and cost effectively. So I'm going to bring you guys another 3 to 4 videos of great products, again, from Agro-K that you can exclusively only get with our friends at Keystone Cooperative. So in the descriptions down below, I'm going to put links to each one of these products that I mentioned here in the video where you guys can get more information, right? I only scratched the surface on really what the science is, what is really proven with years and years of research and testing done. So please take a look at the links down below. If you want to find out more information, I'll also put the main link to Keystone Cooperative. So wherever you are, if you are not a customer of theirs now, you are able to get your hands on a phone number to contact somebody that will be able to help you. All right, everybody, so please do not forget to like and subscribe to help support the channel. Go check out the links down below, check out Agro-K, and check out and talk to our friends at Keystone Cooperative so you guys can get your hands on these fantastic products that can help you protect your farm. For me, if I can get these products on and it can give my trees a fighting chance to keep their crop or lose them, I don't know what we're not spending money on here, right? So again, thank you guys to Keystone and Agro-K for sponsoring this video. We're going to bring you guys some more great content later on in the season. YouTube wants you guys to watch this video next, so go ahead and click on this one and we will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.